Hey guys, welcome to the second chapter of e-commerce brand positioning course. In this part of the course, we will talk about e-commerce brand differentiation, how to differentiate your brand in a way that matters to your customers. So what you learn in this chapter, you learn why you should worry about your brand's differentiation not tomorrow, but today, how to be different in a way that it matters to your customers, the benefits of focusing on your core product category. So if you haven't already read about the core strategy that I often write about in my blogs, I'm going to share that strategy briefly in this part of the chapter. Now, so what is differentiation marketing? So Mr. Wikipedia says, assuming that Wikipedia is a Mr., he says that differentiation is the process of distinguishing a product or service from others to make it more attractive to a particular target market. It's very obvious that you have to look different. If you look like anybody else out there, the chances are that your customers won't pay attention to you. But is differentiation marketing? Differentiation is the process of distinguishing a product or service from others to make it more attractive to a particular target market. Thank you so much, Wikipedia. So, in simple words, differentiation marketing is the simple process wherein you make your brand look different from your competitors out there so that your customers can easily make out why they should be buying from you instead of your competitors. So it's a fairly popular marketing practice which is practiced by any brand that is operating in a competitive market. But here we want to talk about differentiation in the e-commerce context, how you can apply differentiation to your e-commerce business. So you can differentiate your brand in multiple ways. You can differentiate on exclusivity by selling unique products or services. You can differentiate on price. It is called price differentiation. That is by selling your products at a compelling price. You can differentiate by curation. That is, you sell products of a very specific taste. Website differentiation. Your website's aesthetics, design, and architecture looks completely different from what your customers are used to. Finally, the core product, that is, you are better than anyone else in the market in one of your categories. So there are many ways you can be different from your competitors. This list is just to give you a snapshot of the ways you can make yourselves different from your competitors. But the thing is, being different is not enough. Being different is not enough. If you want to successfully differentiate a brand, especially in an e-commerce environment, you have to be remarkably different. That is, you have to be different in a way that's worth talking about in your customers. If you are different in a way that nobody cares and nobody wants to talk about it, it does not matter. Secondly, you have to communicate. So it's not enough to be different. Many retailers, if you ask them, how are you different? They'll give you 3, 4, 5. They'll give you plenty of reasons why they think they're so unique, they're so different. But if you look at their site as a customer, it's almost impossible to make out any difference between their products and offering and the products and offering that are being offered by their competitors. So I want you to do a quick exercise. I want you to make a list of 5 to 10 direct or your indirect competitors and write down 3 things that make your brand remarkably different. So I have a question for you. How many categories do you have on your online store? So depending on your business model, you might have multiple categories. A lot of brands out there still believe that one of the ways they can beat their competitors is by offering more products or more categories on their online store. However, the problem with having too many categories on your website is that it limits your ability to compete and build market share. So, why is it so hard to sell too many categories on your website if you are doing that right now? You have to buy too much inventory. You have to spend more on marketing this additional inventory. It becomes practically impossible for you to master and compete for every category. And since you cannot compete with your competitors and your brand's positioning becomes too broad because you're trying to sell products in too many different categories, you easily lose your market share to established players and even the newcomers in the market. Okay, so what is the solution to the problem? The solution to the problem is to stay focused on your core product category. So what is your core category? So we ask this question to a lot of brands who contact us for marketing or the development. We have to ask them, which one is your core category? They look at our face and they ask us, okay, what do you mean? So when we tell them, okay, core category is a category that's the most important category on your site, and they tell us that all our categories are equally important. And the moment any retailer says that, it just raises a red flag right there and then, because in our experience, that is a really bad strategy when you say that all your categories are important. So what is a core category? Core category is the most important product category on your online store. So while you might be selling in 4 or 5 categories, there has to be one category that is the most important for your brand. It is that category in which you want to be the best when it comes to making/producing and presenting the products in that category. It is also the category for which you strive to win the biggest market share. So in case you're not sold on the idea of focusing on one of your core categories, let's talk about the benefits of focusing on one of the categories, on one of your core category. Your core product category works as the doorway of your brand for new customers. It enables you to compete with bigger brands, penetrate the market, and build market share for your brand. Focusing on your core category helps you to be profitable even when your other non-core categories don't perform so well. It keeps your brand relevant to your customers now and forever, because great products never go out of fashion, they evolve. So, key takeaways. It's not enough to be different, you have to be remarkably different. You need to specifically communicate your differentiation on various customer touchpoints. By focusing on your core product category, you can compete with bigger brands and ensure long-term growth of your brand. Now, the action steps. Make a list of at least 3 things that make your brand remarkably different. Identify the core product category of your brand. Now that you know how you can apply the principles of brand differentiation to differentiate your brand and why is it so important to start differentiating your brand with your competitors now, and you also have all those data points. In the coming chapters, we'll talk about how you can communicate your brand differentiation on various touch points of your online store, so that when your customers land on your store, they know for sure that why you're so different and why they should be buying from you. All right, with this, I'd like to end this chapter. I'll see you in the next chapter, in which we talk about how you can communicate your brand's differentiation at various touch points of your online store.